How about that? The Seahawks win in overtime, 23-20, and are 2-0, first place in the NFC West in a dramatic win. Wow, let's talk about it here on this edition of Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones here with you. What an incredible football game we just witnessed, folks. Geno, man, they wrote him off, but he didn't write back. 33 of 44, 327 yards, and a touchdown, and led the game-winning drive to set up the field goal at the end for Jason Myers. The run game was non-existent today. The Seahawks really struggled to establish the run. No Kenneth Walker today. The offensive line was horrendous. Anthony Bradford was a disaster today, among others. But Kenneth Walker, or Zach Charbonet, rather, still had a touchdown run off of 14 carries for 38 yards. The receivers, man, the Seahawks, these guys stepped up. You talk about DK Metcalf. This was one of the best games of his career. And he came up with some big plays in some crucial moments. 10 catches, 129 yards, and a touchdown score. 12.9 yards a reception, 14 targets, had a 56-yard long. He was unstoppable. Nobody had an answer for DK Metcalf today in the receiving game. JSN was phenomenal too. This was one of his best games he's ever had. 12 catches, 117 yards, was unbelievable. Zach Charbonet, solid as a receiver today. 5 catches, 31 yards. Lockett with 2 catches, 15 yards. Jake Bobo with a couple catches in there. 2 catches for 15 yards. And I'll say this. For the Seahawks today, I think what you can look at, what you can feel very good about is that, hey, even with the run game not being there, and this was clearly an off day for the Seahawks team, it didn't feel right, really, from the jump, that they never really found rhythm. And yet they still found a way to win. And some people are going to point to, hey, this Patriots team isn't very good. Well, they just beat the Cincinnati Bengals last week. All right? And Jacoby Brissett, he's a veteran. He's been there, done that before. And the Seahawks still found ways to make this work. They found ways to work within this team. Brissett, 15 of 27, 149 yards, 1 touchdown. The run game was a problem. The Seahawks struggled stopping the run. Gibson had 11 carries for 96 yards. Hunter Henry was a problem. He had the best game that he's had in a very long time. 8 catches, 109 yards. The Seahawks really struggled to cover him. He was a problem today. He was really the only receiving threat for this New England team, but you found a way to get the job done. What is your one-word reaction to the Seahawks' performance today against the New England Patriots? My one word is pleased. It wasn't pretty, but you found a way to get it done. And that's what matters. And here's the deal. Here's the nature of the beast in the National Football League, folks, is that you are not always going to play your best football. But good teams find ways to win on their off days. And clearly, this Seahawks team didn't have everything going for them. They were making some mistakes, but they found ways to win when it mattered, on the road, going on the East Coast, second game for Mike Macdonald. These are the type of games that are the difference between a team making the playoffs and missing the playoffs. 2-0, I don't care how ugly it was, you found a way to win. My one-word reaction is please. Folks, you got to sub for Dubs. Man, we had a hell of a time at our watch party, and that's just only the start, folks. We're going to be with you all season long, every single Seahawks game, with daily news and rumors, our live shows, our watch parties, Q&A mailbags. It's all in one place. If you are a diehard Seahawks fan, this is the channel for you. You got to be alive. You got to subscribe to Seahawks Today and never miss a moment. If you missed out on our watch party, there's more to come. We got 15 more of these here for the regular season and beyond there. Lock us in. Subscribe now. Sub for Dubs. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. Help us reach our next milestone as we're trying to approach 57,000 subscribers on the channel now. All right. So let's talk about the defense. The defense, They didn't force a turnover today. And I'll say this. What they did, though, as the game went along, one adjustment I really liked from this defense was the ability they showed to apply pressure on Jacoby Brissett, to get after him late in this football game. Leonard Williams really got involved. He had 1.5 sacks. Byron Murphy had half a sack. 3 total sacks. This team, the defense, although they weren't creating the turnovers, although they let Hunter Henry go off and Antonio Gibson go off, when it came crunch time, they found a way to make those plays, to get the necessary stops, to get the job done. I sit here and I say to myself, look, it's not always going to be perfect, but you found a way. And you think about this too. If you go back and look at that fourth quarter, all right, the Patriots had a chance to make this a 2-score game, all right? And the Seahawks defense, they showed up. They came through in crunch time. The Patriots had a chance to put this game on ice, put this game away, and the Seahawks defense delivered. And Mike Macdonald made a controversial call in the fourth quarter to settle for a field goal instead of going for the win on fourth down. He said, I'm going to trust my defense. We're going to extend the game. We're going to play for overtime. And it paid off for him of trusting that defense. Remember, if you go back to the coin toss, the Patriots won the coin toss. They got the football first. And it was the defense that made the stop to get the football back. So for me, I'm looking at this performance, and I'm saying, yeah, it wasn't perfect. But Geno stepped up. DK stepped up. JSN made it happen. The defense made those necessary plays. I'll take it. I'll take it. Who was the Seahawks MVP today? I mean, for me, it's hard to ignore DK. DK was just so good and just so on it today with the plays he made. DK is my MVP. You could probably point to a number of guys, but I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think was the MVP today? Weigh in. Let us know what you think. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, Game Time has got you covered. You want to get to Lumen Field next week? Game Time has got your tickets, folks. For that game against the Dolphins and Seahawks games all season long. They have the prices listed. You choose your seat, see if you like that seat or not. Get the visual with their seat views. And then you're checking out with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Game Time has got you covered. And get this, your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. All right, final thoughts on this performance from the Seahawks today. You got some obvious work to do on this offensive line. That is evident. I want to see Christian Haynes get a real chance out there because Anthony Bradford clearly isn't the solution. I hope that Abraham Lucas comes back from the PUP list pretty soon. After that 4-week stretch, I hope he's ready to go. You got some major flaws on this offensive line. And you think about it, these 2 weeks, you played Denver and New England. You're going to face some much tougher tests throughout this season where this offensive line is going to be really tested. Right now, the Seahawks are winning in spite of their offensive line. You would hope that this group improves throughout the season, but we'll see. But for now, you're 2-0. You're in first place, and you take on a Dolphins team that's likely not going to have Tua next week. So we move on from here. The Mike Macdonald era starts off with a 2-0 record. You found ways to win. You will take it. Grade the Seahawks' performance against New England today. It wasn't pretty, but you found a way to win. That's at least a B or B- for me. Give me your grade in the comments section. So for Dubs, subscribe to the channel now. Lock us in for continuing Seahawks coverage. More to come throughout this week. We'll see you next time right here on Seahawks Today.